Welcome back to another episode of the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. This is episode 80. Max, how's it going?
Joey, it's fantastic to see you. This is 3 weeks in a row now, and I look forward to it every second of it, every week.
So do I. It's like the beginning of my week. It's like, I feel like it's almost like the highlight of my week. But I had to ask you, how was your weekend?
Fantastic, Joe.
My weekend was pretty good. The Bengals.
Yeah.
Go ahead. The Bengals were on a bye. FSU won. They beat Syracuse. They beat Duke. Excuse me. It was a good game. Were you nervous at all?
Yeah, hell yeah. I was ready. I said before the game this could be the day that the cards crumble for FSU. As a Bengals fan, I'm ready for all of my teams to catastrophically fail. So luckily they were able to keep it together in the end, so we're all right. The Bengals lose the bye week pretty bad in that the AFC, every single AFC North team won. So things could not have gone worse for the Bengals.
They did. The Ravens put on a hell of a performance. We're going to talk about the Ravens during the show once we get into it. But yeah, overall pretty good weekend for me. Watched a lot of football. My Patriots won. I'm still kind of feeling, good and kind of bad at the same time. I still wish they would have gone 1-16. Clearly that's not the case now, but they got healthy. It was good to see them beat the Bills. Sorry, Bills Mafia, but Mac Jones silenced the doubters this past week. Dolphins this week for them. So, who knows? We'll see kind of how it all plays out for them for the rest of the season. I'm hoping that they don't, I don't know. My hopes are kind of up and they're kind of down. I'm still kind of feeling like a hopeless romantic with them at this point. So, but how about that Chiefs-Chargers game? Did you catch any of that?
Nope. I missed that one.
Were you sleeping? Where were you?
Oh, yeah. I'm an early sleeper, Joe.
Oh, I can tell. Oh, there was a lot from that Chiefs-Chargers game. Somebody special was in attendance. Taylor Swift. Hey, the Swifties came after me on TikTok, Max. I got the dates wrong.
The only thing I caught was that the whole post-game smooshing that it was apparently going on.
Post-game smooching. you didn't watch the game, but there was something that caught my eye. Taylor Swift was wearing a friendship bracelet with Travis Kelce's number on there. Also, Brittany Mahomes and Brittany Mahomes and Taylor Swift did a little dance. I was thinking when I was writing the write-up for the show, I think you should do that dance. I think you and one of your ladies should do that dance. I think it'd be perfect. I'd love to see it.
No, Joe, I don't think I will. I'm going to leave that to Taylor. I think Taylor does it best, and we all know that Taylor does it best, so we'll leave it to her. Can you demonstrate?
I don't know, but it was pretty funny because no. Maybe next time you and we hang out when we get together, we can do it together, and then we can record it. I saw it on actually they were showing it post-game coverage. She kind of like claps her. She goes like this to Brittany Mahomes, and they kind of do a little twirl spin. I don't know the exact. I'm kind of forgetting it because I'm trying to draw on a blank here, but it was an interesting dance. And if you did that, I would really like that one. But the friendship bracelet, Taylor Swift was wearing the friendship bracelet with his number on there. It's pretty deep.
I'm shocked, Joe. I'm in utter shock. That's serious.
I was because the Swifties came after me. Like I said, it is.
It's serious. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are
dating.
Officially, we were uncertain before, but now
they're definitely dating.
Yeah,
they got to be. She met his parents last weekend. She was hanging out with his dad. They're kissing post game, holding hands. I mean, come on, they're totally dating, Max. You and I both know they're dating
in public. PDA. I don't know if I love it.
It is. I don't know. Her and Brittany Mahomes are becoming really good friends too.
Brittany Mahomes is unbearable. I hate her so much. She's so much.
Oh, jeez. Travis Kelce did ball out though.
So embarrassing.
Taylor Swift. Travis Kelce did ball out though on National Tight Ends Day. Like I told you, Max, the Swifties, they came after me in the comments because that clip got out there and I messed up the dates. And they came for my head. Some of them forgave me. They're like, all right, we understand. And I was like kind of playing it off. I still posted it. It did pretty well, but I posted it. And I was like, shoot, I got the dates wrong. I looked and it was 2024 that she's going to be back in the U.S. because she's going international here on November 9th. And that's when they're like, she doesn't start her tour until November 9th. Like, what are you saying? I'm like, sorry, guys, I completely messed it up. But I was hoping that she wasn't going to attend the game because they were saying she may or may not because she doesn't want to go to every single game. And then, of course, I see the report on Sunday. She's going to the game. So I messed up that one there. And they were like, of course she's going to go to his game. It's National Tight Ends Day. I'm like, oh, my gosh. So I take an L on that one. Swifties can put me in the Swiftie jail for that one there.
Not a place anyone wants to be, Joe.
They can. No, you don't want to be in Swiftie jail. They come after you hard and hardcore. I mean, I was like, what? So moving away from the Chiefs and Chargers game, how about that Dolphins Eagles game? Did you catch any of that?
I saw all the penalties that were allegedly missed.
Well, that too, but
some serious officiating controversies going on with that game.
That face mask there, Tua threw it, and Cedric Wilson got his face mask grabbed, and they didn't call that one. I was like, the Eagles had 0 penalties against them the entire game. I mean, that's crazy. 0, not one.
Officiating.
That is ugly officiating. Week in and week out, the refs, man, they have their fingerprints and they just can't figure it out. I don't know. It's like one of those things. It's like, how did the Eagles have 0 penalties throughout that entire game? You're telling me they didn't have 1 penalty? So, but
suspect.
Dolphins, man, are they for real? Are they frauds? What's the deal with the Dolphins? Because in both of their big games, they lost to the Bills, they lost to the Eagles. I like the Dolphins. I think they're a good team, but also at the same time, it's tough because they're not fully healthy, right? No Jalen Ramsey. They didn't have Xavier Howard. They didn't have Teron Armstead. I know week in and week out, teams are going to play with the guys they have. No Achane as well. But I mean, like Ramsey, no Howard, no Teron Armstead. So those 3 big pieces right there, I don't know. I mean, they played pretty well. I mean, they were down for most of the game, actually for the entire game. A.J. Brown destroyed that secondary. I mean, it's obvious the Dolphins definitely need Ramsey back, and they missed Howard too. But I really want to see what the Dolphins are made of when Ramsey and Howard come back, when they can get almost fully healthy. I don't think, a team is ever going to get 100% healthy. But I think when they get Ramsey and Howard back, and then Teron Armstead as well, I think they will be a different team. And I mean, the Dolphins can really compete with any given team on any given Sunday. I mean, football is one of those sports where, like you said, it's any given Sunday, anything can happen. But I would definitely put them up in the category with, when healthy, I would say they're right up there with the Chiefs and the Niners. I mean, we'll see here in a few weeks when they do play the Chiefs, because I mean, their offense is so explosive. I mean, they can score at any given moment, but when a team like the Eagles did on Sunday, when you can put pressure on Tua, I think he's a total different quarterback. I mean, you saw it in the Bills game where they put pressure on him as well, and he didn't look like his normal self. But I still think they're a good team. But when you lose to the Bills and you lose to the Eagles, those 2 big games right there, the question mark does remain, But I mean, there's a long season left too. So
yeah, I think when the officiating doesn't go 10 penalties to 0, there'd be a much more even game.
Yeah, I think so too. The Dolphins actually play the Patriots this week. The Dolphins are actually favored by 9.5 points. I looked at that spread and I was like, either Vegas knows something that I don't, or that's just a crazy spread, because that's a lot of points. New England and Miami always are close games. They just played earlier in the season, not too long ago, and Miami came to Foxborough and they won 24-17. It came down to right at the end there when Gesicki flipped it back to Cole Strange, and he was short of the 4th down. So I think it'll be another close game. Maybe I'm missing something here, but 9.5 is a lot of points, especially in a game like this. It's 2 division rivals. These 2 teams know each other so well. I don't know. I think that's a lot of points there.
Tough spread to take.
It's a huge spread. So how about this though? Micah Parsons, he does have a podcast, and this one really caught my eye. These were his top 5 teams in the NFL: the Eagles, the Niners, the Dolphins, the Ravens, and the Browns. How are the Browns a top 5 team in the NFL? I mean, yeah, they have a really good defense, but top 5? No way. I don't see it. Even with Watson healthy, I don't see them as a top 5 team.
I think Mike Parsons is giving his props to Myles Garrett and the defense. He's obviously a fan of their defense, but to say they're a top 5 team with a quarterback that can't throw a football, if he's even in the game, is pretty insane thing to say.
I mean, top 5. I mean, I could definitely see the Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Niners, and the Ravens. I can see that, but I wouldn't put the Browns there. I
wouldn't give them
the Bills
top
are better
15.
than the Browns.
They don't have you can't be top 5 without a quarterback. That's just a fact.
No,
you just cannot.
Well, yeah, Watson went down against the Colts he got concussed. He had the shoulder injury a few weeks prior. Their defense is playing lights out, but I don't think you can put them top 5 with PJ Walker leading the way. Yeah, he hasn't been very good here though. Parsons also said this too. He kind of added to the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift stuff. When there's a bad girl and she's in attendance, that gives you an extra boost of confidence. That's an interesting one there. I saw that and I was like, I mean, Travis Kelce plays good. Whoever is in the stands, yeah, she's there, but what?
Travis balls when she's there.
He balls even when she's not there.
Yeah.
He balls when she's not there. He did have a really good game on Sunday. It was 12 receptions, 179 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, that's crazy. It was, of course, it was on National Tight Ends Day. It was like a perfect fitting. Taylor Swift's at the game. Travis, it's National Tight Ends Day. He's the best tight in the NFL. What's better than that? The only thing we're missing is the ring proposal.
We might as well call this the Inquisitive Swiftie.
Chiefs. No, I'm talking about what Micah Parsons said, and I'm adding to the point.
Joe, you just want to talk. You want to.
I told the Swifties.
Swift.
I told the Swifties that we'd have a short little segment on Taylor Swift. So I got to give the Swifties what they want.
Yeah, of course.
What, you don't want to talk Taylor Swift and the Chiefs? I'm talking about the Chiefs, and I'm saying what happened on National Tight Ends Day.
I think it's outrageous.
I'm talking about National Tight Ends Day.
You're talking about Taylor Swift.
You love it.
I love it.
I'm not. I'm talking about what Micah Parsons said.
If you want to make it a podcast about Taylor Swift, we can do that, Joe.
We're not. I'm just saying what Micah Parsons added. I'm not. I was just adding to what Micah Parsons said.
All right.
Are you ready to move on from this subject?
You just try not to bring Taylor Swift up again.
I didn't bring her up, did I? I brought up what Parsons said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Vikings Niners. How about that game? Did you catch any of that?
Nope. I did follow the fantasy while I did refreshing the fantasy. There are some crazy stat lines that I saw with Addison having
Jordan Addison.
Yeah. That's insane.
He had a career night. You want to hear this though? He is the third Vikings receiver in Monday Night Football in Vikings history to record 100 yards in a game. Randy Moss, him, and Justin Jefferson. It's pretty cool.
That's very impressive. Yeah,
he's
the Vikings.
Special.
The Vikings could go up with any other team. Their receiver history is pretty special.
I mean, this kind of goes back to your point a few weeks ago about the Vikings, where any given Sunday they've been in basically every single game, and we're starting to kind of see what the Vikings are made of. I mean, yeah, the Niners are hurt, but it kind of goes back to the point of you play with the guys you have. So we're going to talk a little bit about Brock Purdy and the Niners, but sticking on Kirko chains, as they call him. Justin Jefferson after the game, post-game, gave him the little chain, made him look good, making him feeling all good. Kirk Cousins had like 2 bad throws, but other than that, he was good. And he silenced the doubters. I think he was 2-10 in like Monday Night Football primetime games before that.
You can't lose every 1-score game. So finally they're turning it around.
And they're 3-4, and they're doing it without Justin Jefferson. The past 2 weeks, they've won without Justin Jefferson. So that's even better for them. So it's cool to see like what they're made of without Justin Jefferson. I mean, they still have a pretty solid receiving core. We got Jordan Addison, the rookie. They got KJ Osborne, and they have TJ Hawkinson as well. And Kirk is playing pretty good. Kirk's playing just as good as any other quarterback in the NFL. I mean, it's hard to say not. I mean, look at it. If you look at his stats, I think he was before this game, he was 13-4. I think he had 2 touchdowns last night, if I'm not mistaken, but you can look that one up. But I mean, he played good. So, yeah. I mean, now the NFC North is still there's still so much to go. The Lions, they got punked. I think they'll be fine as well. We'll talk briefly about the Ravens and the Lions, but 3-4, The Vikings could sneak in too late. Who knows? I mean, there's just so much time left, though. That's the thing. It's like they could completely dominate the rest of the way. Who knows? The Niners could keep slipping. Injuries could be playing a big factor in that. Who knows?
I hope the Niners.
But Brock Purdy, though. Go ahead.
It's kind of scary to go in. We can talk
Why
about.
Do you hope? Oh, because they play the Bengals this week.
Play next, the Bengals. So to see an 0-2 Niners,
they play the Bengals. Yeah,
the Niners losing 3 games in a row, and so we're gonna have to put up a good game.
Yeah, that's true.
But fortunately for us, they're coming in a semi-short week. They've got a Monday to Sunday, and we have a whole bye week. So hopefully, with their beat up team, we are fresh legs. We can take them down. Although Christian McCaffrey is a scary person to go against any given week.
I think so too, but I really kind of want to stick on Brock Purdy here for just a short amount of time, because in the media the past few weeks, excuse me, they were saying Brock Purdy's like Joe Montana. Brock Purdy's the next coming to Tom Brady. Brock Purdy's this and that. Well, yeah, Brock Purdy looked amazing when everyone was healthy and everything was going and they were executing perfectly. But also at the same time, like, you're going to have growing pains in the NFL. One week you may look really good. The next week you may look mediocre, especially now with the injuries. Like, he's going to have to grow. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be roses and tulips and dandelions just walking through the fields and everyone's, giving him his props. Like, he's going to have to grow with this team. He's still a young quarterback. Like, he's going to make mistakes. Everyone's like trying to make him out to be like this unsung hero. And yeah, he's Mr. Irrelevant and stuff, but at times he's going to have to learn from his mistakes. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, last night he had those 2 ugly picks, but it's going to happen. It's just the way it is, So, I mean, I really wouldn't panic on them. I think they're going to be fine. They're injured. It's going to be cool to see them play the Bengals this week, because the Bengals are coming off a bye. Are they going to get T. Higgins back this week?
I'm terrified. We're screwed.
Are they going to get T. Higgins back this week?
I'm not sure if T. Higgins is back.
I wouldn't say that, though. I really wouldn't say that, because I watched that Niners Vikings game last night, and their pass defense, the Niners, is not very good. Charles Lenoir, if Travarius Ward and Charles Lenoir, those are their 2 guys there. You get T back, and you also have Chase. If Burrow can get some time to throw, yes, it's a home game for the Niners.
Offense starts firing. Yeah. If Joe Mixon can pick up more than a yard a carry, we'd probably be in better position.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that'll be a really good game. I don't know what the spread is on that game, but it'll be fun to see. Hey, if the Bengals, if they can go in there to Santa Clara and they can make a big statement win, that'll be huge. Oh my gosh, the NFL media will go up in uproars. Lose 3 straight.
We are in the hardest division, or in the toughest division in the league right now. The only division with winning or with better than 500 on every team. So after last week, we definitely need a win, considering everyone else won. So we shall see.
Yeah, the Steelers pulled that. The Steelers squeaked away with that win against the Rams. Did you see that at the end of the game there? Kenny Pickett, he did not get that first down. There was no way Kenny Pickett got that first down. That's some bullshit right there.
Absolutely awful officiating that is embarrassing.
How do you give them that first down? And I've seen so many other plays, and you don't. It's like I was like, how is that a first down? There's no way. And the Rams, they got screwed because it was under 2 minutes and they didn't even have any timeouts left, so they weren't even able to challenge it. So they just got railroaded there. McVay after the game was like, I don't really know what to say. Like, what do you make of that? It's like, every game matters in the NFL too. And that game, I guess, doesn't matter as much because it's not a divisional game, but still it's an important game early on in the season. And it's one you would have liked to have back. So, but I mean, the Steelers have a really good defense too. So when did the Steelers and the Bengals play again? Is it later in the season?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because that'll be a dogfight there.
We do not play them in the next 4 games. I know that. Oh,
you already played them once, right?
No, we don't. We have not. We play them.
You haven't played them, right? Because you played the. Okay, so this season they flip-flopped it. They put it towards the end of the season. Oh wow, those would be 2 dog fights right there. So, yeah. But this is a topic that we have to talk about. It's part of football. Don't worry, Max. Don't worry. The Tush Push. I need to hear your opinion, your thoughts on it. The floor is yours. You've already heard mine. I need to hear yours about it.
There's only one team in football that can do the tush push as well as they do, and that's the Eagles. They have the best, arguably the best center in the league. They have a fantastic offensive line, and you cannot fault them for having a better offensive line than the rest of the league. In the same way, you can't fault Steph Curry for being a better 3-pointer than everyone else in the league. You can't ban the 3-pointer because Steph Curry is better than everyone else. They do it better and they do it really well. So it sucks for you guys. Get a better offensive line or figure out how to do it better. You can't just ban every play that one team is doing well. There's no other. It's not like everyone that does it right. The Eagles are the only team that are so successful at it. No one else is doing it. If they could do it, they would be doing it. So it's not the play that's broken. It's the offensive line that just happens to be better, far and away better than everyone else.
You make a great point there. I mean, going back a few weeks ago when the Eagles ran it against the Commanders, and then the Giants, the Patriots, and the Chargers all ran it in the same weekend, and they all failed at it drastically. So yes, exactly. Your point is 100% correct. It works for the Eagles. Like it just blows my mind. Like, why would you ban that play? It makes no sense. It's been around since 2005. People tend to forget. The Patriots used to run a QB sneak with Tom Brady every 4th and 1. It wasn't as executed perfectly as the tush push because the Eagles have a mobile quarterback and he's a bigger quarterback than Brady. And people tend to forget Jalen Hurts squats 600 pounds. He's not some little quarterback. And like you said, they have a great offensive line. It works. Sirianni, after the game, was like, no, they shouldn't ban this play. It's so funny because like before they're executing the play, they're showing him on the sideline. They're running it from their own 25 against the Dolphins, and they just execute it perfectly. It's like robotic. It's like methodical. It's like, here it comes. There it goes.
Jason Kelce snapping the ball to get a little easier.
And Lane Johnson and I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's like Jordan Malida. Yeah, their offensive line is loaded.
I love Jason
when you have a guy like Jason Kelce.
Jason Kelce says he snaps the ball so hard because he needs his hand back to start blocking. So
that's a funny one.
He said that on his podcast on the Heights or New Heights. He said he snaps it so hard because he needs his hand back, and so he can get the ball out and he can block. So it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, this one here is a good one here. Do you think the Eagles are the best team in the NFL? 6-1. They just beat the Dolphins. They're hitting on all cylinders. They just got Kevin Byard in a trade. That was a big trade pickup there for them. They traded a 5th and a 6th in Edmonds for. I mean, I was just blown away. I was like, the rich get richer. Here we go. I mean, the Eagles are right there again. They definitely make a case for being the best team in the NFL. I don't see why not. 6-1. You got the quarterback. You have the offensive line. You have the defense.
I think if you just
they're the most right now.
Paper, you're right there with the Niners and the Dolphins. Like the
Chiefs the Chiefs too.
The Chiefs offense is not on paper not crazy. They've got Kelce and Mahomes, but they don't have a star running back. They don't have a star.
No,
you have much more star-studded cast than
right. Heck, on paper, you could put the San Diego. You could put the LA Chargers on there. They're on paper, their roster's loaded, team-wise, for a complete team. Herbert, Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Derwin James, Bosa.
Yeah, they have a fantastic.
They're loaded
as well.
They can't
exactly turn.
They can't put it together too. No, it doesn't. But I mean, yeah, I would definitely put the Eagles right there with. I mean, I guess right now I would say, I don't know. I guess you could go Eagles 1A, Chiefs 1B, Niners 1C, and however you want to do that. But those 3 teams right there, I think, are the top 3 teams.
I mean, the Chiefs do not have the best roster. They are not even number 1.
Oh no, I not on paper. But I'm saying in total as overall play, they're right there. I mean, their defense has been really good this year too.
Yeah.
Right. I don't see anybody beating the Chiefs in the AFC. I really don't. Maybe the Bengals, you would have something to say about that because they've played them really well the past few seasons. But other than that, I don't really see a team beating them. I just don't see it. I don't see anybody beating the Chiefs in the AFC at this moment. And they just got back Hardman too. I think they're only going to get better throughout the rest of the seasons.
The Dolphins at any given moment could put up 700 yards in a game against them.
They could, but they didn't do it against the Eagles. And the Chiefs have a good defense.
Spotty officiating.
We'll see in a few weeks when the Dolphins and the Dolphins and the Chiefs play November 5th in London.
I look forward to it.
Or sorry, Germany. Germany. So we'll see here in a few weeks what the Dolphins and the Chiefs will bring to us. That'll be fun because Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill's already actually started talking smack a few weeks ago about the Dolphins playing the Chiefs. So that'll be a good one there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I can't wait.
I want to talk about the Bills and the Patriots game. Did you catch any of that?
I did not. I was shocked at the score, that's for sure. Joe, I did not watch as much football. On a bye week, I took my week off. I rested. I rested my mind along with the Bengals. So in solidarity.
You took the bye week off with the Bengals?
Yep. As I always
do. The bye week off with the Bengals.
Right.
I never knew that. That's like your ritual?
As you should. You have to rest your mind to get your mind right as a fan.
That's your ritual?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You're not wrong. I never rest my mind. My mind is spinning 24/7.
You can't.
Like I said, I thought it was good to see the Patriots finally win a game. Belichick got his 300th win. Mac Jones played pretty darn good. He almost had one turnover, but for most of the game, he played really well. I thought the Patriots had it in the bag until the end of the game. Kendrick Bourne fumbled the ball. The Bills took it away from him. I was like, no, this can't happen. Like, no, they're winning this game. And then he does that. Excuse me. And then the Bills scored late at the end, and then they gave the ball back, and they gave the Patriots some time left on the clock. Jones went down the field, threw the touchdown to Gesicki, and they both did the gritty in the end zone. Max, I think they might have a better gritty than you. They might have a better gritty than you. I don't know.
There's no one on planet Earth that has a better gritty than you. Mike Gesicki certainly does not have a better gritty.
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase is the only person out there.
No, that gritty's horrible.
Mike Gesicki has
him and Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson doesn't even hold a candle to Jamar Chase.
Whose gritty is worse, Whose gritty is worse, Mac Jones or Mike Gesicki?
Dude, that's comparing. I don't even know. It's not even comparing. They're both awful. I don't even know if you can call them gritties. It looks like
God, that was so funny.
Call them seizures.
That was funny. I know you. I'm not even going to ask you the Ravens Lions. Did you watch it? Because you said you didn't watch a lot of football this weekend. But
my roommate is a Ravens fan.
Oh, you did. Okay.
The Ravens.
So that one you watched.
Yeah, unleashed a can of whoop ass on the Lions, and it was hard. I did not want that to happen, and that's what happened.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, 38-6. You saw the Lamar Jackson touchdown, though. Little remarkable, little Houdini action.
Yeah, he's
that was pretty. That touchdown was pretty nasty.
He's a tough quarterback to defend, that's for sure.
That's one. Lamar Jackson, we might have to start talking about putting him in the MVP conversation. 4 touchdowns that game. He's playing really well. He's definitely making a case for sure. He's starting to mount that case. So they continue to play better. The Ravens are going to be fun to watch throughout the rest of the season. I still don't think anyone's beating Kansas City in the AFC, though. I mean, because the Ravens won't have home field. They'll have to go to a team like Kansas City. I'm already just like playing out the numbers and calculations in my head. I know it's a long season. There's a long way to go, but when you've watched the Patriots for 20 years and how dominant they were in the AFC, and the Chiefs are starting to get that rap.
The Chiefs will lose another game.
Is anyone going to beat Kansas City? Yeah. What'd you say?
Yes, the Chiefs will lose to another AFC team this year.
I think they're going to come out of the AFC as a whole, though.
This entirely possible.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, like I said, there's a long way to go. But have you seen the whole thing about Broncos cornerback, defensive back Kareem Jackson, how he got suspended? Have you seen anything about that?
Yeah, he had some really tough hits. So, I did not like that hit that the tight end turned into him. And like he was looking at the guy's back when he
Musgrave,
yeah, and the tight end turned into him, and there's no way he could have done anything about that. He was laying out for a tackle, The guy happened to turn into him, and it just lined up wrong. There's no way he could have predicted where that guy's head was going to be, that he was going to hit him directly in the head. That was just an unfortunate bang play.
No, you make a really good point there. But for me, though, I think it was like leading up to it, right? Because Kareem Jackson had a few iffy situations throughout the earlier in the season. He had the Commanders one where he kind of took the guy out, and then this one here with Musgrave, the Packers tight end. So almost like the NFL was waiting for him to do something else. It was almost like the kid's at school. He's been bullied for a while. Something's going to happen. So the NFL was waiting for him to do something. So anyways, but I was just watching it, and I was like, yep, they're definitely going to suspend him for that. But his suspension got reduced to 2 games. So
really?
I don't know. I just thought that, like, yeah, they reduced it earlier today because I had it written down in my notes 4 games.
But I don't think that play in itself was worth suspension. But I also don't believe that Vontaze.
I don't think that one wasn't. Yeah,
I don't believe Vontaze Burfict hit on Antonio Brown was dirty play. So that's just me.
Oh my gosh!
The way that they think these players like are targeting to injure people, Vontaze Burfict could not have predicted that Antonio Brown was going to fall in that way and land on his shoulder pad. It's actually Antonio Brown's fault for putting his head first when he was falling down. He should have protected his head rather than falling into Vontaze Burfict shoulder pad.
You're really passionate about this one here. I mean, this was years ago.
Yeah, it's absolute bullshit. Vontaze Burfict has been painted in a horrible light. It is truly impossible. The amount of time between the time the ball hit Antonio Brown's hands and Vontaze Burfict going to tackle a guy up in the sky that happens to fall 6 feet above him into his shoulder pad. It's just an unlucky play. Could happen any moment.
I think you're going to get a lot of heat for. I think you're going to get a lot of heat for this one, but I respect it because you're standing your ground.
He's all the way up there. You're going to. When he's laying down for the hit, Antonio Brown's knees are at his shoulder height. The likelihood that Antonio Brown's head falls down where his shoulder pad is, very unlikely. That could happen to anyone and could be painted. And for some reason, he's painted a dirty guy. That was a fluke.
You're really passionate about this one here, though. How about the Arizona Cardinals and the Seahawks game? Seahawks won 20-10. I'm listening. I'm with you. Highlight of this game. There really wasn't much about this game other than DJ Humphries, the Arizona Cardinals tackle, got ejected in the second quarter. He made contact with an official following a wild play where Dobbs was intercepted by Devon Witherspoon in the end zone, but the turnover was negated by roughing the passer. Making contact with an official
is an NFL
quarterback. Tough.
Joshua Dobbs did not look.
I think he's a good backup.
He's fine. He looked terrible against the Bengals, and he's not looked great since.
At the end of the interception return, there was a scrum where Humphries and Seattle's Jordan Brooks swung hands at each other and made contact with the official. Jeez, that's tough.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Oh my goodness, making contact with an official, you're never going to win in that situation there. Broncos beat the Packers 19-17. Broncos beat the Packers 19-17. Your favorite quarterback, Russell Wilson.
Really, Russell Wilson. I think I might hate Jordan Love even more for letting Russell Wilson get a win. I want to see Russell Wilson end his career with a losing record. He is absolutely pathetic.
I don't even know what his record is now.
Jordan Love, his stats have been absolutely abysmal. He needs to go. If you lose a team,
Jordan Love's stats have been
Mr. Unlimited. You need to be Mr. Cut.
Okay, this goes back to my point about Jordan Love here. I've been trying to say this, and it stands, and I stand. If somebody wants to argue with it, that's perfectly fine. Jordan Love doesn't have any help. I mean, he has a bunch of inexperienced young receivers. What is he supposed to do? It's like goes back to the point of Mac Jones in New England. They don't have the personnel. You don't have the guys. Let's go to San Francisco for a second. Put Brock Purdy on a team that doesn't have the talent. Put Brock Purdy on the Packers. How good is he then? Brock Purdy's a young quarterback, but I want to stick here on Jordan Love. He doesn't have a lot of help. There's a reason why Aaron Rodgers wanted to leave. The relationship was ending. They didn't surround him with any talent. That he was begging for them to draft a wide receiver. He was begging for them to draft Rashad Bateman. Give me somebody. Give me something. He's surrounded by a bunch of young guys. Dobbs, Torrey. They got Musgrave, the tight end. I mean, they have a very inexperienced wide receiver group / tight end group. How is Jordan Love supposed to do anything along with their offensive line? he didn't even play that bad. I think he had 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. I don't think you can really blame that loss on him. So, I don't know. I hate the whole situation where the NFL, week in and week out, the quarterback sucks. Like, let's give the guy some time. I mean, they're not going to – everybody wants NFL quarterbacks now to be like Mahomes right away, right off the bat, or Herbert. It's like – or Burrow. It's not the case. Like, not every quarterback is on the level of Mahomes, Burrow, Allen. So, and also too, goes back to my point. It's like, he's a super young quarterback. He's just getting into the NFL. Everybody wanted to write off Jared Goff when he left the Rams. He sucks. He's on the Lions. He sucks.
Jordan Love is in his 3rd season, isn't he? It's not like
this is his first official full season.
Yeah,
this is his first official full season because
he's not a rookie.
Yes, first playing full season.
But it's not his. He's had 3 years to learn what NFL like.
That's totally different. That's completely different than being on the field. Just because you're sitting behind Aaron Rodgers, you still got to go out there and play.
But there's rookie
Steve Young's out under Montana. All those. I mean, you still.
There's real rookies that are outperforming him right now, and he's had 3 years to prepare for this.
Okay, okay, but look at C.J. Stroud. He was also drafted 2nd?
Yeah.
There's a difference there. He even has they have a good offensive line. They have some pieces around him. It's not like he doesn't have anything.
You got 3 years.
It's like you got to give him some time, give him some help. He didn't even play bad on Sunday.
He didn't play great.
His number, yeah. But still, I mean, also like at the same time, there's not a lot of personnel there for him as well.
I agree.
So it goes back to my point. Put Mac Jones on a team that has weapons. Give him something. Give him a number 1 receiver.
Trade him for Tua.
Let's give Mac Jones Marvin Harrison next year. I think Mac Jones would do just as much on the Dolphins as if he was on there. And so put Tua on the Patriots, put Mac Jones on the Dolphins. I think they're just as good. People can say I'm crazy. I don't really care. I think look, we saw what Mac Jones did in Alabama with receivers and an offensive line.
You're gonna fire up some
I hope I fire them all up. I hope I do. I hope I do. Take Tua off the Dolphins, put him on a different team without Mike McDaniel, without those receivers, and let's see how good he is then. I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback. I'm just saying he's not on the level of how people are making him out to be. Both games that Tua has played that have been the big games that they've needed to win, the Bills and the Eagles, he's flopped. Everyone's like, oh, Tua's MVP conversation. What has he done MVP-wise that the games that have really mattered the most? What has he done? Can you tell me, Max? Because last game against the Eagles, I think he had 217, a touchdown, and a pick.
Would have been a lot more if there was some.
I'm tired of the whole. Hey, I mean that's just the way it goes sometimes. You still have Tyreek Hill, you still have Jalen Waddle.
Fair.
So, I mean, look. Also, let's go. I want to go back to the Jordan Love point here for a second. Everybody wants to write off those young quarterbacks like that. Look at Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen when they first came into the league. What did they do their first 2 years? Josh Allen had one of the worst 2 rookie years as a young quarterback in NFL history. His numbers were terrible. Jalen Hurts wasn't anything special until they gave him A.J. Brown and a good offensive line and good pieces around him. Fair. It's like you got to give the quarterback some kind of help. So
fair enough.
Anyways. We talked, I think that wraps it up for us. We talked a lot about the NFL. We talked Chiefs, Chargers. We talked Patriots, Bills. We talked Bengals bye week. That was like 5 minutes. Get out of here. It was literally like 5 minutes. It wasn't even that long. Anyways, we talked about the
you need to air
Ravens and the Lions.
I know you're holding it back.
I don't think. No, I'm not holding it back. That's what you got. We intertwined football and pop culture. Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. I'm not giving you a whole episode about Taylor Swift. No.
What is Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift couple name? What do we call them?
Oh, geez. I don't know. What are we calling them?
Trailer?
Tush Kelce? No, I don't know. The real question is though, what's the song name? What's the song name gonna be? What's the song name gonna be? Stop. You see, I stopped and you kept going.
Let's wrap
I
it.
stopped talking about it before. You brought it. All right, guys. I'm not. All right, guys, that does it for us. Episode 80 of the Inquisitive Mamba podcast. You know where to find us. Max, thanks again for helping us out. We appreciate it. Co-host in action, Maxwell Adams. We need a nickname for you. I've been thinking of one. I don't know. We need a nickname for you. Guys, we'll see you next time. The Inquisitive Mamba podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We'll see you next time.
See ya.